Well, holy crap. You know, when you actually read the words that are out there explaining the human body, they do tell you that viruses do run everything. Though we already know this on a more global scale, that viruses are the programming, because the word environment already alludes, well, more than alludes, already tells you that viruses run the environment. They're in biodiversity, they're in plants, which is all biodiversity, animals, humans, any type of life force on this planet. All viruses run every single life force everywhere. And so you hear about the word phage. Well, phage is a virus, but how it exists is it has to be in a host. So a phage really is a bacteriophage because it implies that the bacteria is the host for the virus to take over and control its direction and its purpose. And so then you hear about microphages and macrophages. Microphages are the minuscule viral, the lesser, the demigods, I guess, the lesser of the influence as far as viruses. And then you have the macrophages. Those are the more influential viruses that have more of a presence in the body doing what it needs to do. So the word phage, if you see it anywhere in any medical text, anywhere, it is implying, and it also is telling you that a virus is running that specific community, that specific entity. And so this is how I'm going to be connecting the dots that have not been connected for you because everything has been hidden in plain sight. And so what clued me in on this is that, yes, I do get comments in my other page exposing the lies, and somebody, which I wasn't sure exactly their intention, and I did not want to go and do a back and forth. But they're saying something about phages or macrophages and parasites. And I'm just like, you know, why even point those two things out? Like, really, are you implying that parasites and phages are deadly to a person, and that's what would justify somebody in the holistic and allopathic world to go take an antiviral? And I kind of sort of saw that implication, but I didn't want to find out or confirm. I just deleted the comment. She's still on my Facebook, or, you know, she still has access to say stuff. But I didn't want anyone implying that you need to be afraid of phages or viruses or bacteria or parasites, okay? Because your whole body is a microbiome of a community of viruses, lesser and more influential viruses, just like the immortal gods. That makes freaking sense. The whole Greek mythology. You have the immortal gods. And so really, is it really the gods? I mean, the gods, yeah, they existed, but they might actually be a representation of the human body. Because you have the immortal cells, like the Henrietta Lacks cells, right? The immortal cells, the germline cells that have more sodium nanoparticles in them, which cause them to be immortal and also be cured if they are an anomalous programming in a body with a predominant programming. And then you have the lesser versions, the microphages, the demigods are the microphages. And let's look at the definition, because I can't see the definition as I'm doing a Facebook Live, but let me get to that definition, because I think I saw macrophages are like the leukocytes. They direct your immune system. The viruses absolutely direct your immune system. They direct it to do a search and destroy or keep to the blueprint of that specific programming, or add growth, which is where you get tumors and cancer from. Okay, the germline cells. And so a phage is a virus, and it needs a host, and a bacteria is a host, hence a bacteriophage. Okay, so their definition of a phage is a bacteriophage, which is the implication a virus cannot stand alone without a host. And then a bacteria can be in a parasite, okay, and then direct that parasite and influence it to do whatever. So macrophages, large viruses, are specialized cells, which are bacteria that run the cells involved in the detection of phagocytes, phagocytosis. Okay, so you have a virus that then produces cytokines that then do a search and destroy. Those are your antagonist antibodies. Let's just take it down to the most basic, most easiest thing to understand. Macrophages are specialized cells involved in the detection, phagocytosis, and destruction of bacteria and other harmful organisms. What makes it harmful? Because it's an anomalous programming that the body wants to make sure that there is a predominant programming. In addition, they can also present antigens to T cells. So what do? They program the T cells and initiate inflammation by releasing molecules known as cytokines that activate other cells. Okay, so you're showing now you're seeing the obvious that viruses run everything. They are the programming. And so when you have viruses that run the programming and they spit out antibodies, whether they're antagonist antibodies like these cytokines or agonist antibodies like tumors and cancer, and if you're not releasing some of these excess programming and you have so many different viral programming in your body, that's where you have the chaotic immune system. And that's where cancer, disease, chronic illness, autoimmune disorders, and you have all the different diagnosable conditions, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever, politically. People who are politically against eating food have imbalances because they don't have enough of the nutrients in their body to have them understand everything is part of a microbiome, and you are your environment. Okay, so then what's a macrophage? A macrophage is a small phagocytic blood cell, in particular a polymorphonuclear leukocyte. Okay, so phagocytic blood cells, and so microphages and macrophages are the programming that create antigens, which then reprogram your immune system to then have your body manifest in some particular way based upon that predominant programming. And if there is a predominant programming, but then there's a lesser minority programming like a demigod or a lesser god, then you will see the different growths on your body if the predominant programming isn't keeping to its predominant blueprint. If it's lacking in sodium and nutrition, that's when you see weird growths, that's when you see weird behaviors, that's when you see weird ideas and people reacting, living on their emotions. So, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Facebook audience. Thank you. All right, bye.